Hey guys, welcome back to another DK podcast. It's your girl Joey. This is the second half of episode 19.2, or first roundtable with the same people. Myself, my producer Justin, my bestie Cornell, and my homegirl Seasons. I hope you enjoy the second half, and let's get into it.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
So there's not really a policy specifically that I can think of. But yeah, just more so making sure you're educated. I would say, so I host reentry orientation with a parole officer once a month, and I have the people from the renewal be like the participants. And what I would say is a lot of individuals returning allow pride to kind of get in the way. Like even with my reentry orientations, there are some individuals that will be very engaged. If you have a million resources there, they're getting every piece of literature for it and following up type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then there's a group that I just had on yesterday, about 15 individuals, and none of them was really engaged. But I did have about 3 of them speak to me afterwards, which I was very surprised about. But I would just say, just utilizing the resources you have. And even if one resource doesn't have everything you need, I'm pretty sure that they partner with other resources that might be able to fill in those gaps. But just make sure you utilize those resources, man.
So policies, known rules, and stuff like this. So Joey, I'm going to brag on her real quick. So we always had this running joke about she's going to law school eventually because she will take her credit and she will found policies and she will get thousands and thousands of dollars. Sorry to put you on blast like that, but that's what you're talking about knowing what's out there, right? And knowing how to handle yourself. So Joey, what are some things out there that you've seen or not seen, or like, man, I wish I could do something about that? That doesn't make sense.
Well, I want to piggyback off of what Seasons was saying as far as you knowing your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you're living, right? And there's only a few ways out of that if you decide to play in these streets, right? So if you're playing in these streets and you find yourself getting caught up in the system and you know for a fact you're going away, right? For the most part. I mean, you might get a slap on the wrist here, a slap on the wrist here, but after so many slaps on the wrist, you about to go upstate. So once that is the situation, yes, you need to find out where you're going. You know what I mean? And you need to, let me back up, because you won't know where you're going until after you go to a certain facility and they register you and everything, and then they'll send you wherever you're going. But once you figure out where you're going, once you're in that system and you figure out where you're going, you need to find out what that facility offers. Whether it's a GED program, whether it's some type of trade, find out what they offer. And if they don't offer something that you're interested in, you always have the option to talk to your counselor and say, hey, can you transfer me to this other place because they got this, that, and the third, and I want to get into here, because you're trying to better yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to better yourself, because that's the only way you're going to survive when you come out here, is if you have knowledge. For instance, even though I didn't use it,
you can hook the cable up.
I am certified bio-optics.
That's right. Free cable for the hood.
We'll talk.
You didn't even know that. That's your best friend. No. You've been paying for cable this whole time. She got the hookup, bro. Just tap into the neighbor's joint.
Because what made me think about it was when Season said, make sure that your lawyer speaks to the judge or whoever to make sure that they put certain things in place for you. My lawyer was like, yo, you qualify to go to boot camp. Oh, well, then that's where we're going, because wherever it's going to take to get me home back to my family, that's what I'm willing to do. And I'm like, boot camp, man, y'all don't know my stepdad. Like,
what you say? I got that.
Boot camp is nothing to me. Yeah. So when I went to boot camp, because I was a high school graduate, I was able to be a tutor to those who were getting their GED. Yeah. And then once they no longer needed me for that program, they're like, hey, we got this fight. Penn State is offering this optics program. Would you like to learn how to do optics? I didn't have no idea what it was at the time because it was new. You know what I mean? And yeah, I went there. I got my credentials.
And then look, like,
but I ain't.
You're building your resume while you're in there.
Exactly.
Take advantage while you're in there. Work in the kitchen. Do don't have no gaps.
Yes. Figure out what your niche is so you can build off of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So as we get ready to land the plane, I got one more question I want to bounce around. And thank you all for sharing that. So dream catchers exist for single moms, right, and their families, incarcerated or previously incarcerated. This is going to be a loaded question. So how do you see the work that you're doing impacting the generations to come? Because a lot of the guys I grew up, like I'm 40, right? So there are guys that have been exposed to stuff that I wasn't exposed to. Part of it's because I had a pretty good, like my mom is pretty dope. My dad was pretty dope. So they kept me out of a lot of stuff. But generationally, as a people, like I'm not running for president yet, but in the African American community, it's a play, it's a design. So how does the work that you're doing now help dismantle that design and really set up the future for our kids? Because that's really what's at stake here. You know?
Yeah.
Well, for me, for my organization, we're trying to take more of a less hands-on approach with the pardon application. So I help create a packet for automatic sealings, expungements, and pardons. And I'm in the process of like reaching out to organizations, being a presenter, holding like, just informational sessions about, how they are able to go about which one will be available to them. And I'm in that process of talking with CYF right now.
Yeah.
So trying to break that chain, man, trying to catch them, even the ones who's out here right now, just trying to make an impact and let them know, like, this is not the road you want to go on. It's going to affect you for the rest of your life. And if you could, quote unquote, grab the bull by the horns right now, man, you got a positive lane that you could be in right now. So
Nice.
I'll go. I'm sorry. So with Dream Catchers, we have the Teen Summit that I spoke about earlier. And basically, I have to stop saying basically because there's nothing basic about it. But pretty much what it is that we give the children an outlet. We bring them together. And we do, I don't know if you guys remember the Teen Summit that we had when we were younger. I think it came on BET.
Yeah, she just passed away.
She did.
That was a sad day for me. I thought I had a chance.
So
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to take it as her passing me the baton, right? God rest her soul.
God rest her soul.
To bring it to Pittsburgh and to gather our youth or middle school and high school students and touch on whatever it is that they're curious about, that they may need help with, whether it's hygiene, whether it's, a situation that's happening in school with bullying, whether it's, struggling with their education, maybe something that's happening at home that they're not comfortable with discussing with their parents. They can bring it to us and we can talk about it as a community. And when I say community, I mean the children, because they need to be able to depend on each other and not just the adults, because at some point we not going to be here. It's going to be them dealing with each other. So I want to bring that type of camaraderie amongst the children that's in Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas. So that's my plan.
Got you.
So for me, like, when we go into the jail, we can't change how the jail is ran, right?
Right.
However, we can give you hope while you're in there. We can, I make it my point that when I go in there, I look at a good quality in each person, right? And be able to bring that out and sometimes go farther into it and maybe give them a scenario of what they did in the street, but how it could fit in the corporate world. Everyone has a talent. So just pulling that out and giving them like hope to do something different. Like nobody, this should only take one time to go there, right? But that's not always the case, right? And then a lot of times it's not the case because we don't understand what the background is, what the environment is, and this is back with the policy thing. Now that I think about it, I kind of wish that there was a policy that when crimes were committed, that you look at the whole picture.
Right.
You look at the whole picture, you know. Jail isn't it just isn't the thing to make it right for everyone. Some people actually need help. So
it's not a cookie cutter situation, and that's how they have it. They have jail, they have going to court and being sentenced as a cookie cutter situation. And even in my situation, I sold drugs, right? And they were so hell bent on getting me to say that I was using drugs. And it's like, I wasn't selling for no daggone addiction. Like, that's not what I was doing. But they're like, well, why else would you be selling drugs? And it's like, to support my family. Yes, like I'm trying to make more money to support my family. It ain't have nothing to do with me using drugs. And so, there's drug programs. There's drug programs 90 going north. So when I let them know, like, nah, that wasn't the situation, they were so taken back. My counselor was so taken back. And he's like, I spoke with, your support system, and everybody speaks so highly of you, and I just don't understand what you're doing here. And that's because y'all don't broaden the situation. You only think that, they must be using drugs, or nobody must love them, or, that's not the situation. No. So I don't believe that the jails are used to rehabilitate. You have to rehabilitate yourself. It's a money game. They want you there so that they can make money. Everybody makes money in that process, all the way down to the visits with the vending machines, with the buses that come pick the families up and take them to go and see their loved ones who are incarcerated. Like, there's money being made all throughout that judicial world, and all we do is keep giving it to them because we keep going in there to sit down. But, if you take the bull by the horns and educate yourself and figure out again what it is that works for you so that you could come out here and be a productive citizen, like everything else will fall to wayside.
To end my question, I think, so no matter if I'm working in the jail or out of the jail, anybody that I come in contact with, I'm big on affirmations. But more importantly, like self-love, and not coming out here because you done been tore down in there looking for love, right? So if you can love yourself and know who you are, you carry yourself a different way, which then in return, you get a different level of respect. So I just want a person to know that they have a purpose and that they're somebody, but to be able to look in the mirror and kind of like know that,
Yeah, that's good. So I got one more question when we wrap it up, but I thought about what you said, dealing with the person where they are. So with your story, you got boot camp offered up because the judge looked at you and they saw you beyond that.
Yeah, she said it. She definitely said it herself. Like, she couldn't understand why I was standing in front of her. And she was like, I'm giving you this chance to, to do right and come home and move past this. So, yeah.
That's really interesting. They were trying to see if you were using drugs. So, good thing I wasn't in the courtroom.
Say, I'm dropping a dime, huh?
But you were practicing the 10 crack Biggie said that. All right. So anyway, I'm going to leave with this. So what does 10 years from now, what does success or progression look like in this prison industrial complex in your field of expertise? What does progression looks like? That's the last one. Try to keep it brief.
10 years from now for me, right now, today we have, out of I keep forgetting this number, but we have about, I think, 72 counties in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Out of 72 counties, we have 25 pardon hubs set up. We have 30 pardon fellows. 10 years, I'm hoping the whole state has at least a pardon hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
good.
the goal.
That's good. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I like that metric.
Absolutely.
I like that
Sure.
metric. What about you?
10 years from now, I just want to continue to impact lives everywhere. Like if I could be international, I could just see myself just taking the knowledge that I have, the heart that I have for the people, and just impacting them.
Good.
And bringing out the best in them. So one person can't do it, two people can't do it, but when a person knows what they have and what they can give, and that you didn't go through this in vain, and tell your story and impact someone else, that's what I hope to see.
Sounds good. And last but not least.
10 years from now, oh my goodness, what would I be? I'll be 51.
You just had to say that.
I know,
I ain't
right?
about to say how old I'll be.
Man. Oh,
10 years
man.
from now, I would hope to have our teen summit across the state, not just Pittsburgh. I would hope to start a ripple where we can have dream catchers working across the state and branching out into the states that are closer. I have so much stuff that's working behind the scenes that only God knows where Dream Catchers is going to be in 10 years. And it just feels great. So I'm just praying that he keeps me here long enough for all of this to happen, for all my dreams that I want for Dream Catchers to come true. I'm hoping that at some point they realize that, like Seasons was saying, as far as people being placed in prison that don't need to be placed in prison because they need some assistance, and it's normally mental assistance, that they start to help people with their mental health, because a lot of stuff is going on because people are losing their minds and they need some type of guidance. And instead of them doing that, they're just throwing them behind the bars, and that's not helping. It's not helping at all. So I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that sooner than 10 years, honestly. But I just know that it's going to take time because people are busy filling their pockets than they are worried about the human race. But yeah, like, whew, we got a lot of work to do, y'all. We got a lot of work to do, because right now everything is literally upside down. And it's not even right now, it's not upside down for us. Mm-hmm. And when I say us, y'all know what I'm talking about, because they're targeting others. But once they're done targeting them, it's only one other way to go, and that's to us. So we need to come together now. We should have came together, but we need to come together now as a community and build our community stronger than ever, because we're going to need one another.
Yeah. What you're saying, and I'm going to translate for you, because I don't mind. Once they get rid of the tacos, they come after the collard greens.
No, you're right. Sweet potatoes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mac and cheese, all that good
Our
stuff.
next episode's coming up. Trade Fit for Life's here. He's not happy about me mentioning collard greens, fat back, all that stuff. They coming for all that.
They look exactly
we eat that anyway. Along with the chickpeas. But so that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much. We're going to do another roundtable. This is the end of episode 26. So I'm going to say in 10 years from now, 10 times 26, 260 episodes later, we'll look back at this and we'll see the progression. So
absolutely.
Thank you guys.
I'm coming for Cornell.
Okay.
Man.
Little network.
Yes,
I got you.
I'm
Listen,
telling you,
please, please.
I'm telling you, as we're sitting here, I see Tracy's wheels turning. So, yeah.
So many of the guys ask about expungements and pardons and things like that. And I'm a little familiar, but I don't know the process.
Yeah.
I got you.
So.
Listen, Rick Cobbs.
Yes.
He's been trying to recruit me to come over there.
I can cut
What
this
you
part
waiting
off.
So at the time, We'll talk off. We'll talk.
What you waiting on?
We'll talk.
But see,
off.
what you're seeing, what you're witnessing is why they have 450 years head start on us.
Yep.
And that's why they put Jim Crow laws in place. Because
Yep.
if we can hate each other,
Yep.
not collaborate, not
Of
honor
course.
each other, right? We can't make an impact in our community. So
Yes,
I'm
we
gonna
have to
yeah.
move. We have to move as a unit. We have to move
Yeah.
as a us and not a I.
Yes.
So with that being said, enjoy your last Thanksgiving. Let me stop. African American Thanksgiving. All jokes aside, the way it's going, hey man, the way things is going, they banning people. They might ban Glory Greens. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. And yeah, that's it. Check out the next episode, and we'll see you later.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for stopping by to view the second half of our first roundtable. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got everything you need out of it. And I hope to see you next week for episode 20. Have a blessed week, and we're out.